The poster in the student union said, Saturday, auditions for the musical Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. I thought, cool, I'm gonna do this. No, you're not. What are you thinking? All those guys that are gonna audition, they're gonna be skinny little guys with ripped abs and really good looking. Look at you, you're 6'4", you're chubby, and you're the last thing that looks like a dancer. I said, you know what? I am doing this. And I went and I auditioned and I got a lead role. And then I flipped out. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? I ran to my dance teacher and I said, Marianne, I quit. I can't do this. Marianne looked at me and she said, you can do this. Have confidence and commit. And I did. 3 weeks later, I'm standing on the stage behind the curtains. The curtain opens up. All the eyes are upon me. I'm freaking out. There I stand. Big blonde wig, a beautiful sequin dress, and high heels. They didn't know what to do. And I didn't either. But I knew I was going, and I was going to make this work. I got into my pose. I started walking towards the front of the stage, and dang it, my heel broke. Oh my God, I just want to run off the stage. I got to get off of here. And then I heard Marianne's voice. Rick, you've got this. Be confident and commit. And in that moment, I stepped forward and I sang, it's just a little bitty pissant country place. I wasn't no sexy cowboy that night, but I was a damn good Dolly Parton, and I made my quirk work. But I'm really curious. What about you? Have you ever felt different? Have you ever felt like you didn't fit in? Or maybe, just like me, you had a little quirk that you need to try to make work. You know, some of you are sitting there going, okay, this big guy from California, he's talking about this word quirk. What does that mean? Well, let me give you some examples. He was flamboyant. He was crazy glam rocker. He even had an alter ego named Ziggy Stardust. That was Mr. David Bowie. He made his quirk work, #different, paid off. Then there's a beautiful African-American young little girl. She used to go to school when she was just in elementary school, dressed in potato sack dresses. And everybody said, ha, 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 look at her, she's such a poor little girl. Now that little girl, she is one of the richest women in the entire world. She rocks her fashions, and she made her quirk work. That's Oprah Winfrey. If she can do it, so can you. But then there's a beautiful man. He was born with no hands, no feet, and he climbed all the way to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. Yes, he made it to the summit. His name is Kyle Maynard. #no excuses, because he made his quirk work. And then there's a guy at age 36 who'd been hiding all of his life. He'd been in the closet. He wasn't living his truth. And then he came out as a gay man. That always chokes me up, because that guy is me. And I'm making my quirk work. But I see there's a lot of question marks still on top of some of those heads, because you're like, okay, Mr. Rick, we get the quirk, but how do you make it work? Well, there's 3 ways that you do it. Number 1, you get really curious. You go out there and you explore those things that you say, hey, I think that's really going to light me up. But guess what? You also explore those things that you're not sure are going to turn you on. Maybe you want to take a trip like I did. On the spur of the moment, you come clear halfway across the globe to speak at a TEDx. Maybe you want to turn to that person next to you, maybe we're going to create a romance right now, and say, hey, would you like to go out? Maybe you're going to go do that dance class you've always been wanting to do. All it takes is one spark of curiosity. Number 2, confidence. Be confident. I want everybody to do this. Put your hands up, start doing this. You know what those are? They're the little voices in our heads. Oh yeah, the little voices in my head saying, Rick, you are sweating like a pig. But they're also the little voices that say, guess what, you can't. You shouldn't wipe your head. You shouldn't be doing this right now. You're not good enough. Come on, up again. We're going to throw them away. A little bit easier said than done, right? So next time you hear can't, shouldn't, and not good enough, here's what I want you to do. Fingers up. One question. Is that true? The third thing that I want you to also do is be committed. Don't falter. It's really easy to falter, but guess what? Here's a little secret. I want everybody to lean in. Come on, so I can tell you the secret. You may think you're committed, but you're not. None of us are. Because the minute that fear shows up, we run, we back out of it. Because we're scared to go do the thing we're supposed to do and be in the world the way we're supposed to be. In fact, Henry Fonda, the great actor, every time he came out onto stage or went onto the set, he went over and he threw up because he was afraid. He was afraid of doing what had to be done, but you know what he did? He made the commitment. One small commitment each day. So let's go through those. I want you to repeat after me. Number 1, be curious. Number 2, be confident. And number 3, be committed. Because you see, when you're curious, you're confident, and you're committed, you can trust yourself enough to be yourself and make your quirk work. Thank you for the pleasure of your time. Namaste.